Imagine your entire world collapsing overnight. No electricity, no government, no grocery stores, just chaos. The Maya faced this exact scenario for 13 straight years, but they didn't just survive, they came back stronger. What I'm about to reveal could literally save your life. Today we're uncovering survival secrets that helped ancient civilizations survive total societal collapse. Stick around because the technique that saved the Romans during their worst famine is being used by preppers today, the reality check. Let me paint you a picture that'll make your skin crawl. It's 900 AD, and you're living in the greatest Mayan city of Tikal. Your civilization has thrived for over 1,000 years. You have massive pyramids, advanced mathematics, and a calendar more accurate than anything Europe has. Then the rains stop. For 13 years. New research just revealed that the Maya endured the worst drought in their history, so severe that modern scientists say it would collapse any society today. Yet somehow, they survived. But here's what's terrifying. According to disaster experts, our modern civilization is more vulnerable to collapse than these ancient societies. We have one massive weakness they didn't have. We're completely dependent on complex systems. Secret number 1, the underground city strategy. The ancient city of Derinkuyu in Turkey holds the key to surviving societal collapse. This wasn't just a city, it was a survival bunker that could house 20,000 people for months. Picture this, 18 levels deep, going down 280 feet underground, complete with ventilation systems, food storage, wine cellars, stables for animals, and even chapels. When invaders came or disasters struck, entire populations would disappear underground. But here's the genius part. They didn't build this as a panic response. They planned for disaster before it happened. Every family knew their role, their storage responsibilities, and their survival tasks. Modern preppers are copying this exact strategy. In South Korea, they're building underground survival cities. In Switzerland, every building has underground bunkers by law. The ancients taught us that going underground isn't cowardly, it's smart. Secret number 2, the 3-layer food system. The Romans faced famines that would starve millions, but they had a system so effective that modern food scientists study it today. Layer 1, immediate food stores. Every household maintains 6 months of grain, olive oil, and preserved meat. But here's what most people don't know. They didn't store wheat like we do. They stored whole grains that lasted decades without spoiling. Layer 2, regional backup systems. The Romans mapped every food-producing region in their empire and created transportation networks that could redirect supplies instantly. When Egypt's crops failed, grain flowed from Spain and Gaul. Layer 3, the survival foods that saved civilizations. When everything else failed, ancient peoples turned to foods that seemed disgusting but kept them alive. Pine bark bread, acorn flour, cattail root. These weren't desperate measures. They were carefully prepared survival foods with detailed recipes passed down through generations. The kicker? Modern nutritionists have analyzed these ancient survival foods and found they're more nutritionally complete than most modern diets. Secret number 3, the water hoarding techniques. Water kills civilizations faster than war, disease, or famine combined. The Harappan civilization in Pakistan figured this out 4,000 years ago and built the most advanced water storage system in ancient history. They created stepped wells that could access groundwater 100 feet down. They built reservoirs with filtration systems using sand, gravel, and charcoal, the same basic principle modern water filters use. Most importantly, they stored water in underground chambers that stayed cool and prevented evaporation. But here's the technique that could save your life. They never stored water in just one location. Every building, every neighborhood, every district had multiple water sources. When archaeologists study collapsed civilizations, they always find one thing: centralized water systems that failed catastrophically. The Maya took this further. During their 13-year drought, they survived by collecting every drop of rainwater using sophisticated channel systems that fed into underground caves. They knew exactly how much water each person needed per day and rationed it like liquid gold. Secret number 4, the early warning networks. Ancient civilizations didn't have satellites or weather radar, but they had something we've lost: community-based observation networks that could predict disasters months in advance. The Chinese developed earthquake prediction methods 2,000 years ago by monitoring animal behavior, ground temperature changes, and well water levels. They saved entire cities using these techniques. Pacific Islanders could predict tsunamis, volcanic eruptions, and hurricanes months in advance by reading ocean currents, bird migration patterns, and atmospheric pressure changes. Their survival rate during natural disasters was higher than modern coastal cities with all our technology. Viking communities had weather prediction systems so accurate they could plan ocean voyages months in advance. They survived in some of the harshest climates on Earth by reading natural signs we've completely forgotten. The secret was redundancy. They didn't rely on one expert or one system. Entire communities were trained to read environmental signs. So, survival knowledge was distributed, not centralized. Secret 5. The rapid relocation protocols. When disaster struck, ancient civilizations didn't panic. They executed pre-planned evacuation strategies that put modern emergency management to shame. The Anasazi of the American Southwest had established backup settlements ready to activate at any time. When drought hit their primary locations, entire populations would relocate to pre-stocked sites with stored food, tools, and building materials already in place. But here's what's brilliant. They didn't abandon their original settlements permanently. They created rotating settlement patterns, allowing land to recover while maintaining multiple viable locations. Egyptian communities along the Nile had elaborate flood protocols. When the annual floods were too high or too low, they had pre-designated high-ground settlements with stored supplies. Every family knew exactly where to go and what to bring. Modern disaster experts studying Hurricane Katrina found that communities with pre-planned relocation strategies had survival rates 400% higher than those who tried to evacuate without preparation. Secret number 6, the skill distribution system. This might be the most important survival secret of all. Ancient civilizations survived because they didn't have specialists. They had generalists with specialized knowledge. Every adult could perform multiple survival functions. A potter also knew herbal medicine. A farmer also knew metalworking. A priest also knew astronomy and weather prediction. When society collapsed, they didn't lose critical knowledge because it was distributed across the entire population. Compare this to modern society where most people can't grow food, purify water, make basic tools, or treat injuries. We've created a civilization of interdependent specialists that collapses if any one system fails. The Maya had a tradition where children learned survival skills through games and stories. By age 12, every child could identify edible plants, make fire without tools, construct temporary shelter, and navigate by stars. These weren't special skills. They were a basic life knowledge. Secret number 7. The community binding rituals. The civilizations that survived collapse had one thing in common: unbreakable social bonds created through shared hardship preparation. During good times, communities would practice disaster scenarios together. They'd simulate famines by fasting collectively. They'd practice evacuation drills by relocating entire settlements temporarily. They'd test their survival skills through controlled challenges. These weren't just practical exercises. They were bonding rituals that created trust and cooperation, essential for survival. When real disasters struck, people worked together instead of fighting each other because they had already practiced as a team. Archaeological evidence shows that civilizations with strong community preparation rituals survived disasters that destroyed their neighbors. What modern science reveals. Recent studies of ancient DNA, ice cores, and geological evidence have revealed just how severe these ancient disasters were. The droughts that hit the Maya were worse than anything in modern recorded history. The volcanic winters that challenged Roman civilization lasted years, not months. Yet these civilizations not only survived, but often emerged stronger. The secret wasn't superior technology. It was superior preparation, community cooperation, and distributed knowledge. Climate scientists studying ancient adaptation strategies are now recommending that modern societies adopt these ancient survival principles. The techniques that saved civilizations 1,000 years ago are being integrated into modern disaster preparedness because they work. The modern application: you don't need to build an underground city to apply these principles. Start with the 3-layer food system: immediate stores, backup sources, and survival foods. Learn water collection and purification. Develop multiple skill sets instead of relying on specialists. Most importantly, Build community networks with shared preparation and mutual support. The preppers who survive disasters aren't lone wolves. They are part of prepared communities working together. These ancient secrets aren't just historical curiosities. They're life insurance policies for an uncertain future. So here's the truth that ancient civilizations understood, but we've forgotten. Collapse isn't the end. It's a test. The societies that prepared, worked together, and maintained essential knowledge didn't just survive disasters. They came back stronger. Climate change, economic instability, and social unrest aren't new challenges. They're the same tests our ancestors faced and passed. We have their blueprints for survival. We just need the wisdom to use them. The question isn't whether our modern world will face collapse-level disasters. The question is whether we'll be prepared like the ancients who survived them. If this opened your eyes to what's possible, hit that subscribe button because we're diving deeper into ancient survival wisdom that could save your life. Drop a comment. Which ancient survival technique are you going to try first? And which civilization's collapse survival story do you want to hear next? Coming up next, medieval torture devices that actually existed. You won't believe what people survived back then. Our ancestors were tougher and smarter than we give them credit for. Their survival secrets are our inheritance. We just need to claim it. I'll see you in the next video, where we explore the dark side of medieval justice.